FAIRtax is coming, don't stand in the way. FAIRtax is coming, cause of you.
Welcome to the February 2020 update of the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association. Thanks for being with us. I'm going to try to keep this short. I am Ron Malero. I'm president of the Florida FAIRtax Educational Association.
And I'm Elaine Malero, and I am secretary of the association.
We appreciate, in fact, I've got my timer set here for 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to keep it to that. Okay.
Good luck.
All right. Now, the first thing, what's happening with the FAIRtax? So we hear this frequently.
What is happening with the FAIRtax?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, okay? There's been a kind of a pleasant surprise for FAIRtax volunteers around the country that a number of states are working their way towards getting rid of their state income tax or making sure they never have a state income tax in favor of a consumption tax. For instance, several months ago, Texas passed a constitutional amendment forbidding an income tax. Now, they did not have an income tax, but they wanted to be sure that they would never have a state income tax. Right. So they passed a constitutional amendment. Good idea. Now, you said that we have one here in Florida?
We do. It's part of the Florida Constitution. I took a very quick look at it, and there may be a loophole or two in there, so I'm going to have to look at that a little more carefully. Yeah. But there is a state amendment that says that we will not have a income tax.
Good idea, because Florida's economy is doing very well, and it's larger than many countries around the globe. Now, what else is happening? I think we've mentioned Alabama. All right, we can thank Chuck Bailey, who's the state director for the FAIRtax in Alabama. They actually have legislation in their legislature, all right, that is considering that they've done their studies, they've got legislation posed, and their legislative session began earlier this month. So they are seriously looking at an Alabama version of the FAIRtax, which would eliminate their income tax. Yep, they have an income tax. They would get rid of it. They would replace it with a consumption tax, complete with a prebate. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Go Alabama.
Yeah. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, yeah.
Don't let the Gators know I said that. But anyways, Georgia is doing a similar, they're not quite as far along as Alabama. I don't believe they have written legislation, but they're doing the studies. And they're apparently they have a commitment from their governor. And so anyways, Georgia's going along with that. Nebraska, this is a pleasant surprise. Okay, here's a report. Where did I put that report? Anyways, Nebraska is looking at getting rid of their income tax. They've had meetings, and they've had all kinds of people showing up complaining about all the taxes, especially the income tax in Nebraska. And so they're seriously studying the idea of scrapping their income tax in favor of a consumption tax. And then Tennessee, all right, Tennessee's Governor Lee pushes to clear out remnants of the income tax. This is February of 2020, so it's just a little while ago, a few days ago. We're recording this on February 20th, so this was just 10 days ago. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee's 2020 budget proposal includes cutting in half what's left of Tennessee's privilege tax. Lee's plan would continue the trend of the volunteer state leaders scrapping all forms of income tax. I know that they have not had an income tax on wages and salaries, but they did have it on interest and dividends. So they're slowly getting away from the income tax altogether in favor of consumption tax. So we have a number of states around the country that are working on this. I think they're seeing the benefit of getting rid of a complicated income tax, with all kinds of loopholes and stuff, in favor of a state tax. For instance, here in Florida, it's a good deal because we get lots of visitors from all over the world.
Yes.
And those visitors help us pay our taxes.
That's right.
What could be better? So anyways, There is movement. I think the founding fathers had this in mind, that the states would be the incubators of these new ideas. So this is something worth watching, and it's encouraging developments. All
yes,
right.
most definitely encouraging.
Now, the Strawberry Festival.
The Strawberry Festival is coming up in Ocala on March 7th, just 2 weeks away. And this year, Ron and I, unfortunately, will not be able to attend. It has been, for the last 4 years, we have had a booth set up there. It has been probably the best event that we've had in Florida every year. Over 30,000 people go to this event. It's a one-day event, and believe it or not, I think every one of them has stopped by that booth at one point or another.
Well, it seemed like it. Yeah, it seemed like it.
We get lots of petitions. We got lots of questions. It's just really been a very good event for us. Randy Fisher is going to be heading that up for us this year, since we won't be available. So if you are willing to come and talk to some people, or just hand out some cards, some pocket cards or whatever, and help Randy out for a couple of hours during the day, he would be very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
You can contact him at randy.fisher@fairtax.org. randy.fisher@fairtax.org. I think he would really help. It would be really helpful for him to have somebody helping him out with that booth.
We understand that we don't expect people to drive from Miami or the Panhandle to come to Ocala. I know this is a local event, but if you're in the area or whatever, if you'd like to visit Ocala, March 7th and helping Randy would be a good time to do it. Thank you. So let's see, what's next?
Other ways you can help. Obviously, handing out pocket cards. When we go to a restaurant, this is their second tip.
Mm-hmm.
And we sometimes leave a FAIRtax pin. We wear the FAIRtax pins and the hats and the shirts, and we let people know that we are supporting the FAIRtax. I've had people, because we have a magnet on our car, we have lots of people stopping us when we're filling up gas talking about the FAIRtax.
Right. Yep.
We went into a fast food restaurant one time, I think it was in North Carolina, and as we walked through the door, we heard somebody yell out, HR 25, because he had seen the FAIRtax logo on our car. There's a lot of different ways you can help out. One of the things that I really love, especially this time of year when it's election year and everybody is sending you all sorts of information and wanting you to sign up and send them your money. What they usually do is they give you a gift, and it's called a self-addressed stamped envelope. This is a gift. I fill it up with FAIRtax cards. I don't need to put a stamp on it. I put the FAIRtax stickers on it, and I send it right back to them. No money, no surveys, none of that stuff. I just fill it up with FAIRtax stuff. Somebody's got to open up and see what it says. And it just makes me feel good to get even for all that junk mail. But it's, those little things that really make a difference. Buying one of the books, giving them out as birthday gifts. It's past Christmas, but you can still give out for birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, so forth. If you have a teenager and they're not really into taxes, or they need a nice, simple primer, this book by Terry Tibbetts, it's wonderful, full of cartoons and diagrams, and it's great. So there's lots of things you can do. Don't be quiet. Speak out.
Yeah, don't keep it to yourself.
That's
this
right.
leads you right into the FAIRtax Logo Store. FAIRtaxLogoStore.org.
Yep.
FAIRtaxLogoStore.org. Go ahead.
Being the presidential election and all the other candidates out there, they're all having town halls and so forth. Show them our favorite thing.
Yep.
The scrolling banner.
Yep.
These are great. You can sneak them in your pocket or your purse because they usually tell you no signs. But you can sneak them in. Don't tell them we told you so. And let them know just where you stand and where you want them to stand. You can get pocket cards in big packets like this. There's pins. I usually keep 2 of them on my purse. That way if, there's a hat. That way if I talk to someone and they're in favor of the fair tax, I'll give them one of the pins. That way I still have a pin and they will have a pin. The prebate cards, the new ones are on order. They should be in the Logo Store very shortly with the new prebate on the back. You can get beautiful tote bags. These are really nice. Heavy duty. It's really nice.
I looked on the website. They're very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive. And if you may have noticed, I have new earrings.
How could you not notice?
They have the FAIRtax logo on one side and Simply Fishing Invisible on the other. These are great to wear to events, guys. And to draw attention. And that's what you need. You need something to draw attention so that you can start having a conversation.
All right. So anyways, again, go to FAIRtaxLogoStore.org, FAIRtaxLogoStore.org. Take a look around. There's lots of items there beyond what we talked about here.
Yeah.
And really get something and demonstrate your support for the FAIRtax. Let other people know you're a FAIRtax fan. It'll really help. And finally, it's an election year, and
definitely.
We've got people running for various offices. We have a number of people running for Congress all over the country. Every member of the House is up. So we're asking all the volunteers, find out who the candidates are and the challengers. I mean, you've got incumbents and you've got challengers.
Yep.
You need to approach both of them and ask them to sign the FAIRtax Candidates Pledge. You'll see it on the screen here, the FAIRtax Candidates Pledge. We've had some luck across the country. We've had several people. Let's see. We've had Georgia. All right. We had, I've got my list here. All right. In Georgia, Dr. Rich McCormick. Georgia District 7, that is the district that Rob Woodall, who's the primary sponsor of the FAIRtax now. Congressman Woodall has decided he's stepping down. He's not going to run again. And Dr. Rich McCormick is a candidate for that position. He has signed the FAIRtax Pledge. If you watch FAIRtax Power Radio, all right, and the best place, the easiest place to get that is FAIRtaxGuys.com. FAIRtaxGuys.com. Episode a couple of weeks ago, we had a video where Gavin Rollins, who's running for office in District 3, which is the district Elaine and I live in. Ted Yoho is currently the congressman. He has announced he is stepping down. He's not going to run again. Gavin Rollins is one of 7 people running for that position. So he signed
7
it.
at last count.
And I'm sorry?
7 at last count.
7 at last count. Yeah, it could be more now.
It could be more.
So, and we have 2 more candidates for that position.
Yes.
Who we have scheduled. I'm not going to say right yet because I want to make sure that we actually meet with these people and we get a signed pledge. All right, but we're going to meet next week with a couple more candidates. And I think that puts, and when we do that, we video record it.
Oh, yeah.
And we make it a part of FAIRtax Power Radio. And that way the word gets out and it puts pressure on others. So it doesn't make any difference what side of the aisle are on.
No.
Democrat, Republican, okay, they're all, everybody should be in favor of this because it really helps all Americans.
Independent, Green Party, anybody.
And
they
then
all should be in
the last one that I know of, and there's probably a lot more because I'm not up on everything that's going on across the country. Stanley Adair in Alabama, he's a candidate for Senate, and he has signed the FAIRtax Pledge. So we've got states doing their own thing with the state version of the FAIRtax. We got candidates signing the FAIRtax Pledge. All right, there is movement around the country, and we need your help to continue it and keep it going.
Let's keep that momentum going.
Okay, I think that about does it, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I'm getting very close to the 15 minutes, so I promised to.
We kept our word.
Really tried to keep it under. Can you think of anything else?
Not right off the top of my head. As soon as we hang up, we
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, anyways, Again, I'm Ron Malero, president of the Florida FAIRtax.
And I'm Elaine Malero, and I'm the secretary of the association.
And if you have any questions or comments, anything, ocalafairtax@icloud.com. Email us at ocalafairtax@icloud.com.
Yeah, we'll try to answer your questions. If we can't, we'll find out for you and then
That's
right
right.
back.
Yeah, we're not tax experts,
No.
but we have been doing this for a while. But when a question comes along that we can't answer, we have some wonderful experts here in Florida. We've got the president of the national group who lives here in Florida. We have several board members on the national group who are also board members here in Florida. So we've got some great expertise. So that's about it. I think we're going to sign off. Thank you. And
we'll keep you posted, guys.
Yep, and we'll see you again next month. Thank you.
Bye-bye.